Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today the long weekend is over, which sucks, but what doesn't suck is that we get to sit down to watch TaToH playing as the Koreans in red take on Mr. Yo playing as the Dravidians in blue. All the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings, and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible. Before we look at the civs, let's take a look at the game, the map, just like we did yesterday. You'll notice, hopefully in the beginning, that the players started with 9 villagers and 2 houses apiece. That's because this game, like yesterday's game, is from the Champions Invitational tournament, a best of 21 slugfest hosted by Hera, who invited 4 other major tournament winners to join him in battling it out. Participants of the Champions Invitational are, as you can see, TaToH and Mr. Yo on your screen, Hera and TheViper, and Vinchester as well. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, I won't be casting every single game of the Champions Invitational, as a lot of them, overall, length of games have been quite dispersed. A lot of them are really long, a lot of them are really short, but on the whole, some of the series, if I were to cast from start to finish, would take days and days and might require an 8 or 9 hour live stream or maybe even a premiere. So what I'm doing instead is casting individual games that I think are pretty fun or instructional or just downright awesome. In this case, Ibex being pushed by Mr. Yo. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Koreans, a civilization classified as defensive, but man, you wouldn't know it from how players are using some of their static defensive bonuses in effective rush strategies. All Korean tower upgrades are free, and starting in castle, you can even upgrade those towers to have +2 extra range. And to help build these structures, Korean stone miners do work 20% faster, and once they start roaming the map for additional stone, they might be harder to raid because they do come with an extra +3 line of sight. Now, if static defense / offense is not your bag, baby, and you want something a little bit more mobile, you can turn to a few of the Korean powerful features. To start with, all their archer and infantry units cost 50% less wood. Their archer units get free armor upgrades. The minimum range on their mangonel line units is reduced from 3 to 1, which is an absolute gift to those who know how to do attack grounds properly. And these same mangonel line units can be upgraded to have +1 extra range, which means that these Korean mangonels / onagers might outrange certain towers and even castles in the game. Now, if you're tired of playing defense and want to roam the map looking for kills, you can turn to the first unique unit of the Koreans, the War Wagon. This is a mounted archer unit with very healthy amount of HP, high base pierce armor, and one of the strongest base attacks of any archer unit in the game. And remember, the War Wagon is an archer unit, so it does benefit from the free archer upgrades and wood discount that I just mentioned. Now, because we are on Golden Swamp, and as you can tell, there is some blue, some agua, some water here. Parts of it very shallow and can be traversed by villagers, but water nonetheless. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the fact that Korean warships all cost 20% less wood, which is fantastic news for their second rather unique unit, the Turtle Ship. This is an incredibly expensive but powerful, heavy armored warship that is considered by some to be, what is it, the gunpowder version of a fire ship, except it's stronger, slower, and does come with more range. And be careful, it does do friendly fire. Speaking of civilizations with unique water units, let's take a look at the Dravidians. On the whole, an infantry civilization. To start with, their barracks techs are all half price, and all of their infantry units can be upgraded to ignore enemy armor, essentially turning each and every Dravidian infantry unit into Lithuanian Lechai. This is fantastic news for their first land-based unique unit, the Urumi Swordsman, a medium infantry unit that gets a massive attack boost every 20 or 24 seconds. And unlike other units, for example, the Custilier, that also has a charge attack in the game, the Urumi Swordsman does do trample damage with its charge attack. Now, to support their infantry on the field of battle, bit of a scout war here, all Dravidian siege units do cost 1/3 less wood. Their cavalry also benefit from this upgrade I just mentioned, whereby they ignore enemy armor. Although before you get too excited, Dravidian cavalry, notoriously terrible. All their skirmishers and elephant archers do attack faster, and their elephants can be upgraded to regenerate HP. Think Viking berserkers, although unlike the Vikings who get it for free, here you actually have to pay to research medical corps. Now, to support its military, their fishermen do carry extra seafood, and I am happy to say that this might be one of the first maps where I can actually point to a villager doing exactly that. A lot of times we see the civilization on Arabia, not exactly a waterful map. Continuing, sorry, I got lost here. I'm so excited that we actually get to see these Dravidian fishermen. I mean, I get excited at the silliest things, but they do carry plus 15 extra seafood. Also, every time you go up in age as the Dravidians, you do get 200 wood for free. And we'll keep an eye out on the top right of our screen, this wood count here for Mr. Yo next time he goes up in age. Hopefully, I'm not blabbing on about something and we can take a look and see. Now, the Koreans on the water have features. The Dravidians as well. Their docks actually provide population space, the same population space as a house, being 5. As I mentioned, their seafood loving fishermen do carry more. And in the event that hostilities do break out, which, given the fact that we are watching Age of Empires, is a very likely possibility, the Dravidians can turn to their second water-based unique unit, the Thirisadai. Thirisadai? Sounds like something out of Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time series. But in any event, the Thirisadai, this is an expensive, massive warship that fires 5 arrows at once and comes with a huge amount of HP and even extra armor against anti-ship attacks. Scout lies dead in the shoals. More and more units starting to die. So we actually have an interesting matchup here between two very interesting civilizations, both with very powerful land features and both with 2 unique naval units. Now, this is, as I mentioned, a part of the Champions Invitational, which means that I don't think these civs are random. I think the players are actually picking the civs, so it is not a surprise that we are seeing these 2 civilizations on the water. Wouldn't be surprised, for example, if we saw Vikings on the water as well, or the Romans, or anyone now who gets the Drahman. Who gets the Drahmans now? What? I think it's just for the 4 civs, right? The Byzantines, the Goths, the Huns, and the Romans, I want to say. In any event, we've got a bit of a situation developing here in front of TaToH's base, where how many units to how many units? 600 HP versus 280. This is not a fight TaToH wants or needs to take. Take a look at his warships. 1, 2 of them are basically about to keel over, capsize. Oh man, I think that's the first time I ever used the word capsize in Age of Empires. I am loving this. Absolutely loving it all. I am patting myself on the back so hard right now. You cannot hear it, or maybe you do hear it. Mangroves soaking up. Mangroves apparently really good in swamp areas to clear out things like malaria or insects or bugs. Rainforest as well. Lots and lots of different trees on this map. By the way, let's zoom out, take a quick second to look and appreciate where we are. We are on Golden Swamp, where everyone starts with a few resource patches on their around their immediate settlement, but to the center, an ooey gooey juicy gold intensive island where players who can control Arrakis here and can control the spice, if we want to call it the shiny spice. It really is like Dune over here. Okay, so what are the 2 houses? House Atreides and House oh god. What's the Baron's house? Oh my goodness. It'll come to me. In any event, one's the good guy, one's the bad guy. But we find ourselves on Arrakis fighting over this center island for now, though. It's Mr. Yo. Harkonnen. Here we go, 1 minute and 45 seconds. I'm going to have to remind myself to look at the top right of our screen to see Mr. Yo's wood count. Okay, a few good pot shots taken here by TaToH, reducing the HP. I mean, these warships are down about 250 or so HP. TaToH has to be careful, though. 8 to 12 is not a numerical situation that favors him. Okay, 7 to 12, even worse. Although luckily for him, the one ship that died is the weaker one. I guess not luckily for him. Maybe a healthier one taking some damage would have been better. But look at TaToH, already a barracks, a stable, a scout keeping an eye on a wood line here. So he wants to possibly go land-based army. This map, very confusing. because again, there is water all around, but this is traversable water for land units. Okay, anyway, let's keep, I'm gonna pan over here, and in 8 seconds, we're gonna keep an eye out on our Dravidians wood count. 3, 2, 1, 160, 192, 412. It jumps up immediately. And in a game like this where you need wood, whatever, even one tree's worth of wood in a map like this is very helpful. So the Dravidians with a very powerful civilizational bonus, although the fact that Korean archer and infantry units cost less wood does save them a lot more wood. Although, do you see any infantry or archers on the production line for TaToH? I certainly don't, even though he's got the barracks, the stable, and now a mangonel coming out. Okay, so looking to apply some pressure. Looks like he's kind of given up on the water side of the map. Another scout lays dead. Oh, this time it's TaToH's, and this time there's war galleys. They're circling around the Golden Desert here, Golden Island. Will they catch TaToH's fleet? TaToH's cornered. Oh no. Mangonel, no kills yet. Looking to cause some trouble, and TaToH is, oh, he's gonna have to run the gauntlet here. And they are lining up. Oh, why did you stop? Why the heck did you stop? Just keep going. Oh no, the mangrove's getting his way. No. Okay, Monsieur carves out 7 galleys. Not necessary. I think he probably wanted to go all the way around the southern bend of the island here. But TaToH just says, you know what? I give up. Take the water. Take the spice. And now I am just going to bust into your base with 2 knights, 2 mangonels. And by the way, Mr. Yo, not a damn thing he can do about it. He's got 0 land-based army supply. 1 monk finally comes out. But he is going elsewhere. How did he cross here? Oh, it looks like there is a bit of a shoals underneath here. That's weird. Just looking at it, doesn't really look like it is a shallow piece of land. TaToH continuing his assault, gets the mangonel of Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo says, I am not deterred at all. I know that this workshop is under attack. I'm building another mangonel. I don't even think this mangonel is even going to come out. 60%? Okay, maybe it will. Villager repairing. This might be the golden villager here who saves this mangonel. Oh no. Oh, Mr. Yo, either not paying attention or didn't really care to micro that unit. He is bringing his warships back home. What are the range? 8 range to just the 7 on the mangonel. So our Korean has not yet upgraded his mangonel line units. I mean, of course he hasn't. I believe that's an Imperial upgrade. Shinkichon. And here we go. They're patrolling. Any red unit silly enough to get within 8 tiles of these warships is going to get hammered from the water. But TaToH not falling for it, keeping his mangonels just out of reach. 2 more knights move in. They see the mangonel. Will he run in? No, there's a town center here. And the knights upgrades probably non-existent. So 2 pierce armor against a town center full of villagers won't really help very much. Mysterio goes around. First shot misses. TaToH's first shot misses. Mr. Yo gets it. Takes a bit of damage. Might want to repair that. But here come those Korean towers, unfortunately built right within the radius of this Dravidian naval force. And back home, oh no, TaToH's, at least the extremities, the parts of his base that are close to the water are getting hammered. But does he care? Take a house, take a farm. What does he care? He is here with now 3 mangonels, a 4th one in production, 2 knights as well. These Dravidian monks have to be very careful. By the way, the Dravidians, it's worth noting, not only do they have a pristine infantry line, meaning they have all the necessary techs of infantry line. No, Mr. Yo doesn't, or TaToH doesn't notice. Mr. Yo, opportunistic, gets a mangonel, fantastic by him. But also the Dravidians, in addition to the infantry line being super clean, their naval line is superb and pristine as well, having access to every single upgrade available to them. And look at this. Our Korean is just busting in. There is nothing these warships can do. How many warships does he have? 15 war galleys. He has 11 land army supply, a few pikes, an armored elephant. Interesting. Let's see it pop out, take on some of these mangonels, but oh no, the knights, one gets converted, another survives. Knight takes a bit of damage from the mangonel, but it doesn't really matter because that means these mangonels are exposed. But beautiful attack rounds. That's what I was talking about earlier. The one minimum range. Take a look at the bottom there. Area no, minimum range 1 compared to the usual minimum range 3 makes a huge difference. It makes them so much easier to defend against melee units. And ooh, villagers. Do they see the monk? The monk sees just the tip of the villagers here. Relic count 2-0 for our Dravidian. Mr. Yo doing what he always does, which is pinching relics left, right, and center. Warships to the south. Villagers, where are you going? Building a castle. Very defensive castle here. Oh no, he saw the villagers and now the villagers are surrounding them. No. Amazing. Amazing. They take matters into their own hands. Boss villagers. Not only do they kill a knight, they catch an errant monk as well. But back home, he's being less lucky. His mangonel not doing the damage that it needs to. But luckily for him, TaToH stopping to attack a lumber camp as opposed to this town center. And now we've got dueling castles. Mr. Yo, so aggressive. 7 villagers here. And now the pike. He is literally throwing anything and everything that he has at this band of villagers as they continue wandering around the western portion of the map. To the east, mangonels are laying siege to a town center. There's 2 town centers available to him, not building any more. To the south, 1 battering ram. What are you building? You're building an armored elephant. So we got 2 rams or ram style units against 2 castle. 1 is full of petards. Keep an eye out on that. The war galleys are coming home. The villagers survived. 7 of them survived. The 2 pikemen did die. And let's see what happens here. It does seem like the Dravidian castle is about to fall. Mr. Yo! Holy moly! He has eyes everywhere. I think he got 2 of those 4 petards. Where's the elephant going? Okay, a bit of a longer route. Bit of a circuitous route there. But yeah, the Dravidian castle is going to fall. The elephant, though, let's see how much damage it does to this castle. Whereas back home, another elephant, the one from before, pops out. And now this is enough. Our Korean is in retreat. There's a villager here. Might want to get him with your pike. That's exactly what he does. Battering rams attacking elephants. When's the last time we saw that? Always love to see this cool shit happening on Age of Empires and these villagers. No! Oh, Mr. Yo, Mr. Yo. Doesn't notice initially, then he notices 7 have become 3, have become 2 surviving villagers. But what possessed TaToH to build his towers so close to the water when he knows that Mr. Yo has full domination of the water on the map? 1 pikeman in theory should be able to destroy this castle, and now the entire infrastructure of our Korean is exposed. But there's not much here to take advantage of the exposure. 1 elephant waddling slowly, but he's waddling west to get rid of this guard tower. Now the rams are back. They have killed the elephant. They have destroyed the castle. They have a taste for blood. Unfortunately for them, they are going to encounter 3 pikemen. 3 pikemen with no upgrades whatsoever. Everyone is so busy building a wide array of land and naval units that no one has invested in any upgrades worth noting whatsoever. And he does manage to get the siege workshop. Fantastic. And now the pikemen are chasing probably to their deaths. Ooh, good volley there from our Korean. Pikemen chase, pikemen die. Okay, so the map is calming down a little bit. Our Dravidian is starting to expand with scout cavalry. Another fantastic attack round there. Man, oh man. If you want to practice your attack rounds, if you love attack rounds, man, is the Korean Civ for you. So let's survey the map and see what's going on. We've got 107 Korean villagers to 86 Dravidian. Although I shouldn't say villagers, I believe, yeah, I can say villagers. 3 fishing ships doesn't really change the dynamic. Imperial Age for our Korean, who has 4 town centers to the 3 of his opponent. Although, never mind, 4, I missed the one to the center. It is our Dravidian who lands first in Arrakis and starts mining the spice. Has to be careful for the worms. Defensive castle. He does not want to take on any more aggression here to the right side of the base. He wants to be the one putting on aggression. Mr. Yo has held, and now that he's held, he wants to push out, but TaToH, with the bigger economy, is housed at 125, unfortunately. Starting to clear up Palisade Foundation. Here we go. All of TaToH's expansion to the west is gone. I really do wonder what possessed him to build those 2 towers to lose all of those villagers. Man, could they have gone for something like the stone or done something a little bit better. More awesome attack rounds from the 1 range mangonels. But it has to be careful. Are there any villagers left here? Yes, there are. A 5th town center for our Koreans, making himself at home. I love it. I absolutely love it. He is going to be an Imperial in 23 seconds. Mr. Yo, take a look at his resources. He's got 28 villagers on food. 15 fewer villagers than the Korean has. He is light years away from being able to even click up to Imperial. Although right as I say that, he clicks up. Oh, you know what? I think I saw it when it was caught. Sometimes in Capture Age, when they click up to an age, it takes, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 seconds. The resources disappear at the top, but before the icon comes up, I think that I was caught in that limbo space. Pikemen attacking into a town center. I'm going to predict they're all going to die. Towers pushing out from the south. Mangonels are back. Anything else in the production tab? Okay, we are going full on naval again. Interesting. 4 docks have been rebuilt. What's the... oh, he needs to repair. They're down 1/3 of their HP. Mr. Yo has to repair some of these ships. I mean, he must see with this outpost. Yeah, he sees that there's a big push now into naval chemistry, heavy plow as well. Mr. Yo finally reaching above 100 villager count. Oh, that 1 minimum range, just so ridiculous. Okay, again, these warships managing to catch a few errant villagers. A random war wagon has joined the fight. Ballistics being researched for Mr. Yo, very far from home, by the way. This is an interestingly placed university right next to a barracks and an outpost and another barracks. Another monk bites the dust to villagers. Man, oh man, these villagers are rocking it. At least when it comes to killing monks. Okay, war wagon is here protecting the docks. A Treb is going to shell down this Dravidian dock, no doubt. Unless he goes for the outpost first. Blind Mr. Yo. And now Korean gunpowder is out as well. I really hope we're going to get to see some good old-fashioned... Ooh, I think the game glitched there for a second. I hope we get to see some good old-fashioned unique unit versus unique unit here. Although nothing really indicating that. Neither player really having the resources to build those super chunky, expensive, unique water units of theirs. So let's take a look at the map again, as I like to do. Mr. Yo down 21 villagers. Oh no, look at the HP on these warships. Absolutely terrible. Any engagement with any water units fresh out of these docks is almost certain death. And look at that, 13 range Yupseong gotten for our Korean. These towers are just ridiculous. These are Teutonic castles with crenellations. And here we go. Upgrades. +4 attack, +3 attack, and less range as well. Everything else is equal. It looks like these red ships are going to take it, especially since the blue ships, oh man, 2 of them die immediately. War Wagon joins in. Does it have an attack bonus against ships? It does not. Building +5 is fun. But now the war galleys, which in 30 seconds are going to be galleons, are starting to take down these trebs for our Dravidian as well. Our Dravidian, by the way, this area nullified, but he's got another 2 barracks, another siege workshop. Both players trying to really flank each other here. Oh, now 1 has become 3, 3 have become 2. And the ever-changing dynamics and numbers of Age of Empires, you want to move them around a little bit. Okay, Treb misses. I guess when you're fighting against a Treb, not really a huge deal, because since they miss all the time, their accuracy absolutely terrible. Random Monk scared he's going to run into some red villagers just kind of hanging out on the side there. Looks like all the relics on the map have been taken. Our Dravidian, Mr. Yo, 3 relics to 2. Continues to try to take down these bombard cannons, but mobility over power doesn't matter. The Treb lands a shot, but there's a fresh BC or BBC. Oh, if he had stayed there a split second longer, he would have died. And now siege elephants are here together with swordsmen. At the same time, though, Mr. Yo's mining colony here in the center is under attack. Thirisadai. Oh, I love it. Look at this amazing unit. Look at this. What a super fun unit. Let's see a turtle ship. Let's see a battle of the chunky. I mean, they're basically like the elephants of the sea. Although we saw a few days ago the cataphracts. Take a look at this. The cataphracts with their anti-cavalry armor. Look at these guys. +8 anti-ship bonus armor. Which means that, for example, the galleon, which comes with a +11 attack against ships, 8 of that is nullified by this armor. So they only do 3 extra damage per their bonus, not 11. So like I said, it looks like an elephant. It behaves like a cataphract. But man, oh man, it is a beautiful unit. Not one you get to see often. A Korean defending the western portion of his empire with another tower, while doing what? Continuing to press in. But why is he stopping? It might be just too much micro. This is multiple locations. And Mr. Yo loses a town center, loses a castle, loses everything on this island. And now the Koreans are here. Not a lot of villagers, only 7. 26 on gold to the 14 of Mr. Yo. But look at Mr. Yo's gold count, having been in the center for so long. 2,700 gold. He's going up to siege elephants right now. Siege elephants, champions, halberdiers are the order of the day for our Dravidians. Like I said, an infantry civilization and a water-based civilization. But oh no, he sends out his Thirisadai way off course. Why did he split them up? One gets caught, gets teamed up on. Oh man, 26-1. I don't care what unit you are. Unless you're maybe a Teutonic knight taking on 26 villagers, the math just doesn't work in your favor. And now our Korean is busted in, finally moving forward. Town center is down. Looks like the other town center. No, he's going after the siege workshop first. Let's see it. Now he's going after the town center. If and when this falls, that leaves Mr. Yo with 1 town center left. 4 or 5 have become 2. Thirisadai taking on. Oh, you love to see their multiple arrows, but I think the 4 extra arrows don't really do much. Right? If I'm not mistaken, I think they do 1 damage. What happened here? Okay, so he had... I mean, look at this. He's got 5 units, 1,200 HP. But triple that for our Dravidian. And let's just see this battle here. Oh, what a gorgeous unit. And look how little damage these galleons are doing. Look at how slowly the HP is going down on this incredibly powerful water cataphract. At the same time, poking and prodding. Wow. So fun to see, and even reinforcing fire ships heading over to wipe away any traces of Dravidian naval presence. And to the right as well. Man, oh man, did our Korean all of a sudden in Imperial Age decide, hey, I need to take the island. I need to surround it. I need to blockade not only Mr. Yo from reaching it, but protect the island as well. The island and its rich, rich gold deposits. Holy shit, how much gold is there here? And wow, even though Mr. Yo was pushing in, it looks like somewhat successfully over here. The infantry seemed to be gone because the Korean has started pumping out hand cannoneers, which will do okay, I guess, eventually against these elephants. But our Korean is also himself pushing in through the north of the map, has taken control of the center, and Mr. Yo resigns with 3,100 gold in the bank. Not something that I expected to ever see out of Mr. Yo. Does he have a market? Yeah, he's got a market. I mean, he's not a Saracen, he's not Hindustani, but you got a market. You got 3,000 gold. What he doesn't have, I guess, is production structures. He's definitely lost the water battle. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3 docks, and that's it. And 3 docks against 27 of these ships that are not going to last very long. But our Dravidian, full melee attack upgrades, full infantry armor upgrades, decides to resign with 3,100 gold. I mean, there's nothing here that's really good that he can build that's gold intensive out of the barracks. Infantry not exactly super expensive, but he's collapsing at home and all the riches in the world. I mean, if Age of Empires was a game where you could hire mercenaries, then that is one thing, but it is not. And look at this. Gee, I wonder what resource he wanted to focus on, but why didn't he just buy? Why not just buy wood at this stage? What the hell do you have to lose more food? So his economy has just been knocked on its ass. Look at this migration of villagers that had to have occurred here. This is a lot of downtime for these villagers that they are not mining. They are not cutting, lumberjacking, anything. And in fact, he ends the game with more villagers than his opponent. 49 galleons, 29 champions, APM peaking at the early stages of the game. Very early for TaToH. Pretty relaxed game for both. Can't see the economies being too different. Yeah, Mr. Yo, a bit more relic gold. But yeah, look at this wood. He's down 8,000. If he had 8,000 wood, he would probably build 5 more docks and start pumping out those unique Thirisadai. Food count almost identical. Gold count, ridiculous difference here. This is just Mr. Yo having the center island control for so long, but our Korean with 5,000 stone. Remember, they do mine it 20% faster, which means he can get up as many towers as he wants with their extra range. And holy moly, what a fun game. 146 kills by our Korean, who takes the W. 32 villager kills. Although I guess eco should include fishing ships, right? So villagers and fishing ships. Sub 100 kills for Mr. Yo. Again, he controlled the center for so long. 3,100 gold. He dies a rich man. TaToH, our Korean, takes the W in an incredibly fun, multi-pronged game. Land, water, we got to see it all. We even got to see fishermen. We got to see Dravidian fishermen. We got to see the Thirisadai. When the hell did we get to see this unit? Almost never. And with that, Mr. Yo unfortunately just does not have the ability to replenish his army at all out of 3 docks, one of which is about to die. It looks like it's researching something instead of building something anyway. And once this navy dies, I call it a navy, 2 units, the entire wood line here is exposed. These structures are exposed. And there is nothing that Mr. Yo can do about it, especially not with Korean gunpowder towers to protect them, marching into the center of his base. And it is TaToH, our Korean, who takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.